Shalom, back with part 2, the restoration of Israel. All right. So let's continue here. Let's pick it up in Acts 1 and 6. When they, therefore, were come together, talking about the disciples, all right. This is during the time of Yahushua, right before his ascension up into a cloud, which is a metaphor for the chariot, which you read about right here. Okay, in verse 9, as you scroll down. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And that cloud is a metaphor for the chariots. Okay? Psalms 104 and 3. Okay? Okay? So, anyway, let's finish this off. Okay? When therefore come together the disciples, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom, which means rulership, power, dominion, to Israel? You see that? Okay? Give me a minute. All right. And before we continue with that precept, I wanted to show you this. Okay? Psalms 104 and 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots. You see? So you understand that the cloud is a metaphor for the chariot. Who walketh upon the wings of the wing. There you go. All right? Give me a minute. So this is Matthew 24 and 3. Okay? This will back up pretty much what we read in Acts 1 and 6. All right? About, will he restore the kingdom to Israel? Okay? So he sat upon the Mount of Olives. Right? And the disciples came unto him privately, saying, so you see, they were always asking him this. Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And that end of the world is synonymous with Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. Let's prove that to you. Give me a minute. You see what it says here? 2 Ezra 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world. That word world there is 165 in the Bible Concordance. It's eon, depending how you want to pronounce that. Okay? And it's talking about the ending of an age. Okay? The ending of a time period. Okay? And you know that every kingdom was set up and also, had fell, okay, from power. And it was set up by the Lord and it was taken down by the Lord. In America, it's no different. Okay, you understand? They first come into power calling themselves the Greeks, and then the Romans. Okay, and then they were put down for 1,000 plus years, and then they would have to come back for a third and final time to rule, which began during the Renaissance. Okay, all the way to present day. And that's it for them. And America is the eighth and final head of the Edomite beast system. Okay? Which covers what? Dominion Major, Dominion Minor, the French, the Spanish, the Greeks as being five fallen, the one that is during the time down the Revelator boat, the book of Revelations, that would be the Roman Empire, while he was in the salt mines, a political prisoner, okay, in his 90s. And then it speaks about one is yet to come and must continue a short space. That would be Britannia, which you know as the British Empire. But then that would be number 7. And out of the 7 cometh an 8th that goeth into perdition. That's the little horn in Daniel chapter 7. That's talking about America. Okay? How was America started? 13 British colonies. You understand, people? All right? For Esau is the end of the world, meaning he's representing what you're witnessing is the ending of his age. And Jacob, see, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Do you understand? The everlasting kingdom under Yahushua, King David, the 12 apostles, and 144,000, all men, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes. You understand, people? All right? All right, give me a minute here. All right, this is Jeremiah 50 and 33. All right, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Right? We say that because we see the word Lord in all caps. Hebrew Bible, Hebrew text, read from right to left. Hebrew characters, it is Yahweh. Okay? When it's not in all caps, it is Yahushua. Okay? His son's name. All right? So hosts, meaning of armies, is in the angels. All right? Again, you have to go into these words. Okay? The children, so thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the hosts of armies, the children of Israel, meaning the northern kingdom, the 10 Indian tribes, and the children of Judah, meaning Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom, were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. Now, outside of, we were together in captivity under the Hamites, the Egyptians, okay, the Africans, for 400 years. But then we went on to eventually, have a split and we split apart the two kingdoms, and we did our separate captivities. And always the captivities were led, northern kingdom would go into captivity first, and then the southern kingdom. So we went into captivity, the northern kingdom, under the Assyrians. And then it was the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, that went under captivity under the Babylonians. Okay, so we were never there together. So as we continue reading here, so all right, they were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong, and the Lord of hosts is his name, and he shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. This is talking about the daughter of Babylon, not ancient Babylon. We'll be right back with parts 3 and 4. Shalom.